Well, hi people, welcome. It's today is Wednesday, July 19th, 2017. Welcome to one and all around the electronic campfire, this golden eternity of this hour. May it be a heart song of goodness, positive energy, positive vibrations, yeah, in your heart and your kith and kin. And you who are on the road, who are out traveling, who are just coming back from being on the road, may you have had happy trails wherever you've been on your travels and treks. And may these happy trails fill your heart song with liner notes from the joy of the journey that you were just on. And may this sing a new vibration, a new vibrato, a new libretto for all the liner notes yet to come in this journey of discovering. Whether it's in art or music or plays or drama or literature, all of this is part of our sacred bundle. Who we are as people on this unfolding earth, and establishing all of this as mirth upon earth. That's our primary journey. And sometimes we get clogged up with the clutter of radio white noise, static on the ground clutter of all the local and all the national and international and inside the DC beltway of the hall of mirrors, and that tends to sometimes cloud our own thinking, so we're not clear and we're a little bit insane, and that's just when you live in the belly of the beast, then we all live in the asylum. So art and culture and dancing and all of these things are the sacred bundle, is to keep our minds clear above the ground clutter, above the white noise, above the radio static of radioactivity, whether it's in nuclear form or in the form of overblown hyperbole from the powers that be. So let's just have a little serenity here, calm ourselves out, kindness, loving kindness, reestablishing and breathing in peace, breathing out love, breathing in peace, put it in our heart, breathing out love, putting in our heart, breathing out love, breathing in peace, putting it in our heart, centering into serenity and surrendering into this golden eternity of this hour, and breathing in peace, breathing out love, breathing in love, breathing out peace, breathing in peace, breathing out love, heart-centered, and with this peace vibration, breathing in love, this is our heart song. We center into this so that we can restore ourselves into the good red road. And the good red road is simply another term for the road of life. And being inspired by, sheltered by, nurtured by the tree of life, which is, dear friend, which really is within. The tree of life lives within. And many esoteric traditions talk about the tree of life. And we are made in the image and likeness of God, the Imago Dei, which means the image of God, Imago Dei. That's I-M-A-G-O Dei. The image of God, image and likeness of God. And within that image and likeness of God is the tree of life. The tree of life is our chakras, basically our root chakra, our sexual chakra, our solar plexus, our solar chakra, our heart chakra, our throat chakra, our third eye chakra, and our crown of creation chakra. So they're like 7. So one is the root chakra. You're at our groin, our solar chakra. There's another, and then the heart chakra, throat chakra, right? Third eye chakra, crown of creation chakra. So that's like 7. And that is known in some esoteric traditions as the tree of life. And the tree of life is in allopathic or chiropractic, and homeopathic is also. But it's literally our backbone. Our backbone is a symbol and a physical form in which we as human beings have our being, as physical beings. And our backbone is the tree of life, and the energy that flows through the tree of life is called the Kundalini energy. So when we slow our vibrations down, we begin to breathe in love and breathe out peace. And that can slowly, slowly activate our Kundalini energy in our root chakra at the base of our spine, and carry that Kundalini energy through the different chakras, which means simply wheels, different wheels of being. Each one has a different color, right through our crown chakra, which is the crown of creation. The Hopi call it the Sipapu or the Kiva, in which we're aligned with and receive divinized energy from the solar and from the stellar beings, from the constellations and the solar system and the galaxies. We are aligned with that crown of creation to receive stellar energy. Call it the cosmic whisper wind of solar energy, but stellar energy, which is the crown of creation. And so I am, God created me in the light and the love and the glory. I am, God created me in the light and the love and the glory. I am, God created me in the light and the love and the glory. I am, God created me in the light and the love and the glory. I am, God created me in the light and the love and the glory. We're all children of God, yes we are. 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 So we're all children of God. And in this synergy of synchronicity, of this energy that is flowing through us, when we slow down, so we slow down through this breathing, breathing in peace, breathing out love. Breathe in peace, breathe out love. Breathe in love, breathe out peace. Breathe in peace, breathe out love. Very simple. This breathing slows us down. kind of slows down our vibratory field. Our resonance field, our molecular structure slows down. And we slow down, we begin to receive the biorhythms of our being at not at warp speed, but guess what? At turtle speed. Turtle speed in a very symbolic sense of Turtle Island, which is the name for North America among the Native American people. Turtle Island is called that by many of the northern tribes: Cheyenne, Lakota, Sisi-Stas, Ojibwe, Anishinaabe, many peoples, including the Sac and Fox. Turtle Island is to free yourself from the colonizer's mind. It's essential to have a Turtle Island mind. And so you can say, I'm not one who's been captured by the colonizers and put inside the mind map, geopolitical mind map gridlocks of states and provinces and courtrooms and counties and cities and municipals and all the laws and all that, decrees and all of this other flotsam and jetsam. If you have put on a Turtle Island mind, you think in the terms of a continental mind. So you free yourself from the anthropocentric mind, which is human-centered, geopolitical, and you shape-shift subtly into an ecocentric or biocentric mind, which is the entire continent. And the entire continent is Turtle Island mind. So you can begin to call yourself a Turtle Islander. Turtle Islander. And Turtle Island, the head of the turtle is Alaska. And its backbone is the Rocky Mountains. It comes all the way out of Alaska, right down through the Canadian Rockies, right through the United States Rockies, right down into Sierra Madre, the Mexican Rockies, right on down to the base of its shell, which is the tail. And the tail of the Turtle Island is Central America. So if you visualize this as the head of the turtle is Alaska, and it's facing toward Siberia, Kamchatka, and its backbone, the backbone is, because it's a vertebrate, is the Rocky Mountains, and it goes all the way down from Alaska, Canada, Mexico, United States, all the way down Guatemala, and that's the tail. And when the tail of Turtle Island is free, which means no death squads, no U.S. El Norte dominator culture, that's Belize, Honduras, El Salvador, Guatemala, Costa Rica, Panama. When all those countries, including Chiapas and Mexico, southern Mexico, when all of those countries are free from a dominator culture of colonization from Cortez 500 years ago, when all of these countries are free, then the tail of the turtle, which is Central America, is free and it is able to wiggle. And when the tail is free, then the turtle is free to swim. And until then, the Turtle Island is not free, and that includes conquest and colonization of Native American peoples in the United States and Canada, Alaska, and Mexico. So that's calling for a Turtle Island mind as indigenous treaty rights are essential as an inherent within a Turtle Island mind, because we have a decolonized and non-colonizer mind that's free. When we have a free thinking, then we're free beings. So we shake, rattle, and hum with that affirmation. 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 Shake, rattle and hum with that affirmation. Shake, rattle and hum with that affirmation. Oh! So this is breathing in the breath, this breath, which is the breath that counts. And as we slow down, we affirm an affirmation that we inhabit, and we can enter into re-inhabitory time to have a re-inhabitory mind. And within this re-inhabitory mind, we have a turtle island mind. With that spirit in mind, I will share something that was just written within the last eternity of a golden eternity of an hour, within the last hour or two. And that is, we have waterfalls from the invisible. Waterfalls from the invisible is an affirmation of our summer dream. And always remember, if we can, sometimes we're clogged up and closed up and closeted up with the Babylon dominator mind from the house of mirrors and the house of horrors inside the D.C. Beltway. Well, Washington, D.C. and the media blitz of insanity, okay? So when we can unclog our minds, uncloture our minds, uncloset our minds, right? We have a non-closeted mind, okay? So then we can, like this breathing that we were doing, we can begin to slow down time. And then we can arrive at the waterfalls from the invisible to celebrate what is really ours to celebrate, which is our summer dream. We come upon a dream in mid-jet stream. It's a fountain of consciousness, welling up from aquifers deep below the ion of this time. The ion of this time is this era, this dispensation. And this is a fountain of consciousness welling up from aquifers deep below the ion of this time. We are beyond, dear friend, we are beyond the temple gate of Tempest Fugit. Dear friend, we are beyond the temple gate of Tempest Fugit. Way beyond the time-space continuum. We're way beyond the time-space continuum. Here time flies, doesn't hold a thought form. So when you hear this term called time flies, that's a thought form. And the Latinate term for it is called tempus fugit. And here, dear friend, time flies doesn't hold a thought form. So, time flies doesn't hold a thought form, neither does time is money. Neither holds a thought form. Neither does the time-space continuum. None of these hold a thought form at this place of the temple gate, beyond the temple gate of Tempus Fugit. Way beyond the time-space continuum, here time flies, doesn't hold a thought form, nor do flies fill up the jar of our July mind. Nor do flies fill up the July mind. No, this is close encounters of a different kind. Our inner atmosphere is clear. No thing lives here. No thing lives here. Nor heroes, nor celebrities, nor athletes and superstars. None of that applies here. No thing lives here. The Noah thing from a previous dispensation, remember Noah and the flood? The Noah thing from a previous dispensation doesn't inhere nor cohere. Let us slow that down. The Noah thing from a previous dispensation doesn't inhere nor a co-here, nor a coexist. Yet the covenant exists. Yet, the covenant exists. In here. In here. Within the within. The tree of life. Yet the covenant exists in here. In the arc of the rainbow. In the arc of the rainbow. And the bridge across forever. Dear friend, and the bridge across forever. Sail on, silver bird. Sail on high. Sail on, silver bird. Sail on high. And the bridge across forever. And you slip the silver cord. Sail on, silver bird, dear loving brother. Sail on high as you slip the silver cord. And the bridge across forever, where this arc of the rainbow exists, in the bridge across forever. Bridge across forever. Where nowhere man can stand and find his footing. Where nowhere man can stand and find his footing. And fireflies, and where nowhere man, you listen. Nowhere man, you glisten. The world is at your command. Where nowhere man can stand and find his footing. And fireflies in their biosexual midsummer night flight of delight. And fireflies flitting hither, thither, and yon in their biosexual midsummer night flight of delight. Brilliantly light up his mind with cannabinoids of the tetrahedral kind, loving kind bud of the third eye mind. And this is where nowhere man can stand and find his footing. And fireflies in their biosexual midsummer night flight of delight brilliantly light up his mind with hookahs and bongs and sploofs and cannabinoids and none of the above. He does it on his own. Greatly light up his mind in an illumined presence, dear friend, in the luminescence of the presence of the one. And the bridge across forever where nowhere man can stand and find his footing. And fireflies in their biosexual midsummer night flight of delight brilliantly light up his mind in an illumined presence of the one, in a luminous joy of voluminous intensity. And in that intensity, that moves beyond the critical tension of third dimension, the luminous night of the mid-fire light flight lights up the fire in his mind. The pyramid, tetrahedral pyramid fire in the mid-triune brain of the corpus callosum of his mid-third eye mind, with loving kind and an illegal smile. An illegal smile in his third eye, loving kind mind. And that brilliantly lights up his mind in an illumined presence of the one. singing, we are the one. We are the one with the infinite Son. We are one with the infinite Son in this midsummer night. We are one with the infinite Son all along the summer of love. And the merry pranksters in the bus, we all merry prankster, go further, singing, we are one with the infinite Son in this all summer long summer of love trek further. And iadolas float with consorts, and iadolas float with consorts in etheric overcurrent gondolas. And this goes all along here. And we're singing in an illumined presence of the One, singing, we are one within and with the infinite Son, within and without the infinite Son. And iadolas float with consorts in etheric overcurrent gondolas. And this goes on and all along here, dear friend. All night, all summer long in the summer of love. Dancing and dazzling ecstatic mind fire. Dancing, dazzling ecstatic mind fire. Crossing unknown cratons to get here. Crossing unknown cratons to get here. Turning obstacles into stepping stones as we cross unknown cratons to get here. In telluric dervishes of midair, dear friend, in telluric dervishes of midair, this fluff and puff of none such stuff, in telluric dervishes of midair, perpetuating, extending, and lavishing in our rainbow gathering of our summer dream, perpetuating, extending, and lavishing in our rainbow gathering of our summer dream. This spinning mandala wheel is not audible, dear friend. This spinning mandala wheel, spinning, spinning, spinning. This spinning, spinning, spinning mandala wheel. Spinning and spinning and spinning, 144,000 rainbow dreamer wheels. This spinning mandala wheel is not audible. This, dear friend, is waterfalls from the invisible. Ah, aho. This is waterfalls from the invisible. And this is a little bit of the mind fire of this golden eternity of the electronic campfire of this mind fire hour. And this is a celebration of birth and rebirth of mirth on earth and reestablishing through breathing in love, breathing out peace, 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 establishing waterfalls from the invisible, dear friend, essential in this time. We come upon a dream in the mid-jet stream. It's a fountain of consciousness welling up from aquifers deep below the ion of this time. We are beyond the temple gate, dear friend. We are beyond the pale. We are beyond the edge. We are traveling out, clear on out to the void. We are beyond the temple gate of Tempus Fugit, way beyond the time-space continuum. Here, time flies, doesn't hold the thought form. Here, time flies, doesn't hold the thought form. Nor do flies fill up July mind. Nor do flies of outside exoteric touch any of this. Nor do flies fill up July mind. Our inner atmosphere is clear. No thing lives here. No yuck hangs here. In this nested reality, no thing lives here and no yuck hangs here. The Noah thing from a previous dispensation doesn't inhere nor cohere. The Noah thing from a previous dispensation does not inhere nor cohere. Yet the covenant exists in here, in here, in here, inside divinized mind, in the arc of the rainbow, in here, inside, in the arc of the rainbow, and the bridge across forever, and the covenant of the bridge across forever, where nowhere man can stand and find his footing, where nowhere man can stand and find his footing. And fireflies in their biosexual midsummer night, flight of delight, brilliantly light up his mind. Little lights from nowhere. Little lights from nowhere, flitting hither, thither, and yon. Little lights from nowhere, flittering hither, thither, and yon. Little lights from nowhere, flittering hither, thither, and yon. And the bridge across forever, where the rainbow arc of the covenant does exist in the bridge across forever, where nowhere man can stand and find his footing. And fireflies in their biosexual midsummer night flight of delight brilliantly light up his mind in an illumined presence of the One. In an illumined presence of the One. Singing, we are one with the infinite Son, forever and ever and ever. We are all children of God, yes we are. We are all children of God, yes we are. We are all children of God, yes we are. We are all children of God, yes we are. I am, God created me in the light and the love and the glory. I am, God created me in the light and the love and the glory. We are all children of God, yes we are. We're all children of God, yes we are. And where nowhere man can stand and find his footing, and fireflies in their biosexual midsummer night flight of delight brilliantly light up his mind. And the arc of the rainbow bridge across forever to where nowhere man can stand and find his footing. And fireflies flit hither, thither, and yon in their biosexual midsummer night flight of delight. Yay! Up, and they brilliantly light up his mind in an illumined presence of the One. In an illumined presence of the One. Singing, we are one with the infinite Son, and Iadolas float with consorts in etheric overcurrent gondolas, and this goes on and on and on, all along here, dancing, dazzling, ecstatic mind fire. And this goes on and on and on and on, all along here. Dancing, dazzling, ecstatic mind fire of the pyramid mind, trimorphic protoanoia of the tetracannabinol, tetrahedronal, geodesic mind fire of the third eye kind, lit up all along here in the etheric overcurrent gondolas and the Iadolas. And this goes on and on all summer long. in this summer love, all along here. Dancing, dazzling, ecstatic mind fire, crossing unknown cratons to get here. This fluff and puff in this none such stuff in telluric dervishes in midair, dancing and dancing and dancing, perpetuating, extending, and lavishing in our rainbow gathering of our summer dream. Our rainbow gathering of our summer dream. This spinning mandala wheel is not audible, dear friend. Listen. This spinning mandala wheel, spinning, 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 the rainbow dreamer wheel. This spinning mandala wheel is not audible, dear friend. It is not audible. This we cannot hear. These are sounds from the spheres, music of the spheres. This spinning mandala wheel is not audible, dear friend. This, dear friend, is waterfalls from the invisible. This, dear friend, is waterfalls from the invisible. Aho. And that is a portion, a little portion of what is known as called the golden mean. Triadic note structures coming way back from right through the Grateful Dead, right back to Paracelsus, and right on back to the Greek philosopher way back at Plato's time, and before Plato, right back to Atlantis. Right back to Atlantis. And Pythagoras was part of that. Pythagoras, Pliny, Ptolemy, Plato, the greatest of all was the inner teacher. Although they're great teachers, the greatest of all is our inner teacher. We can learn a lot, but that's the inner teacher is our great teacher. This goes all the way back. Triadic note structures. These are waterfalls from the invisible. Breathing in love, breathing out peace has a vibratory, molecular, charged energy field to it. Breathing in peace, breathing out love. Telluric nature, breathing in love, breathing out peace. This is our heart song. We're centering in here. And through this centering in, we'll travel into another deep ecology motif. And we travel across the arc of the Rainbow Bridge across forever, the Corpus Callosum, the Rainbow Commons of the Rainbow Bridge, of the Rainbow Gathering. And we have what's called a planet weather report. The planet weather report. Well, we've just come from Peace City. Well, we've just come from Peace City and all summer of love peace camp on the fertile emerald breast of beautiful Iowa. The rolling hills, and within these rolling hills lay an intentional community, farm, and commune, which has had held the farmstead, the homestead here since 1890. 127 years. And what you say, do you ask that it is? And what you say, do you ask that it is? It is scattergood. It is scattergood. From her home to toothpaste press, and Cinda and Alan Kornblum, creators and editors and participants in the spirit that moves us community, and the actualists, including Donald Justice and Dave Maurice and many, Chuck Miller and many others, in the spirit that moves us community, and the actualists who carried their vision and the beauty, their Iowa City Writers Workshop through Epstein's bookstore and Jim Mulak's bookstore on the legendary South Dubuque Street. on legendary South Dubuque Street, Bohemiaville of Iowa City. Morty Sklar was a loving, brilliant, gifted czar who sent out the anthology, the Actualist Anthology, to all four winds of the red, white, black, and yellow hoops of humanity, sealed with intent of the Iowa City hippie flowering peace vision. A method with a message in the madness. A method with a message inside the madness of Babylon. These were devolution angels with an illegal rip-rap Zen smile. With an illegal rip-rap Zen smile. Well, all the while they lit a literary luminous light. This same scattergood lives today. This same scattergood lives today. It was a refuge for escaping Jews during the 1940s from Nazi Germany. This same scattergood was a refuge for escaping Jews from Nazi Europe in the early 1940s. Walking upon this anointed soil of black, fertile earth, one is experiencing rebirth by out of the blue, appearance of a pitch black midnight bowl at Capricorn full moon rise at midnight behind the altar of Hickory Grove Friends Meeting House. Behind the altar and this little thin splinter of land, behind the altar of Hickory Grove Friends Meeting House and the I-80 interstate within 20 feet on the other side, stood this pitch black midnight bowl at Capricorn full moon rise. And this was rebirth by out of the blue, a Hickory Grove Friends meeting an altered state, dear friend, an altered state. Ah, amazing grace. Ah, amazing grace. That was a shatter your disbeliefs and all your previous paradigm reality tunnels. When you look up and you see a big 2,000-pound black bull staring at you at midnight, when you didn't even hear him come up on you, and there he is standing 12 feet from you, and immovable, implacable, just like the Friends Quakers meeting house that was right behind me. So that's a planet weather report. And walking upon this anointed soil of scattergood, of the black fertile earth, one is experiencing a rebirth right out of the blue. So one goes into our head, the other second goes into our heart. So this is a second going into our heart. We call it the Planet Weather Report. Planet Weather Report. Well, we've just come from Peace City and all Summer of Love Peace Camp on the fertile emerald breast of east central beautiful Iowa, the rolling hills of an intentional community farm and commune since 1890, rolling right out of a Grant Wood painting of the rolling hills on the fertile emerald breast of beautiful Iowa rolling hills, lay an intentional community, farm and commune since 1890. And what you say, do you ask that it is? It is Scattergood, former home to Toothpaste Press, and Cinda and Alan Kornblum in the early 70s. They were creators and editors and participants in what is called the Spirit That Moves Us community. The Spirit That Moves Us community. And the Actualists who spread their vision and their beauty and their Iowa City Writers Workshop truth through Epstein's bookstore and Jim's Mulak's bookstore in Iowa City on the legendary South Dubuque Street, Bohemiaville of Iowa City, Morty Sklar was a loving, brilliant, gifted czar who sent out this anthology to all the four winds of the red, white, black, and yellow hoops of humanity, sealed with intent of the Iowa City hippie flowering peace vision. The Iowa City hippie flowering peace vision. A method with a message within the madness of Babylon, here on South Dubuque Street. These were devolution angels with an illegal rip-rap Zen smile, all the while lit a literary luminous light. This same scattergood lives today, dear friend. This same scattergood lives today, dear friend. It was a refuge for escaping Jews from Nazi Germany in World War II in the 1940s. This refuge, in walking upon this anointed soil of black fertile earth, one is experiencing rebirth when right out of the blue, the appearance of a pitch black midnight bull at Capricorn full moon rise, behind the altar of Hickory Grove Friends Meeting and the peace pole planted by the Great Peace March reunion of 2016, creates an altered state, dear friend, a truly altered state that we can live the whole live-long, summer of love day, all the live-long summer of love day and night. Ah, an altered state. Ah, amazing grace. Amazing grace. Amazing grace. So that's the planet weather report here in the mid swoon of July, when the insects are all in swoon in their biosexual lit up activity. Late at night, you can hear them. They're all amped up. That's the planet weather report, July 12th, from Scattergood and from Peace City camp, summer camp at Scattergood, from Peace City and from the Great Peace March all across Turtle Island, amplifying again the slowing down essentiality of a Turtle Island mind. The slowing down essentiality of a Turtle Island mind. In that spirit, we're going to introduce a few terms for the longer arc of the rainbow arc across the bridge of forever that we're all upon, dear friend. I think it's important to learn some Native American Lakota language. So we're going to move into a little bit of Black Elk, Wallace Black Elk, who was, I believe, a nephew of the great Black Elk, the medicine man Black Elk Speaks book. But this is another book called The Sacred Ways of Lakota. And in this particular book was given to me by Michael Littleboy. There is an introduction of terms here and there that help us understand different parts of the language and what that might mean. And in that understanding of terms, the glossary. Well, you could call it a glossary, but really, is it? Let's kind of share a little bit. So we'll use simple language. And creeping crawlers in his classification means all the creatures that live close to the ground in holes, creepy crawlers. Snakes, lizards, ants, spiders. These are all the creatures that live close to the ground in holes. The eagle bone whistle, which is Wombly is the name of the eagle. Eagle bone whistle is a single note, a ceremonial whistle usually made from the upper wing bone or humerus of an eagle. So that's the upper wing bone, the humerus of an eagle. An eagle bundle is a ceremonial robe commonly used in the altar display that represents all the living creatures. So it's a ceremonial robe is called an eagle bundle, commonly used in the altar display that represents all living creatures. The eagle nation, the eagles, whose function it is to control the weather. So it's the eagle's function to control the weather. And when sending prayers, Black Elk's phrase is referring to the zenith direction, straight up, zenith direction. Earth people, that is Black Elk's term for all human beings who live the fundamental spirit nature-based philosophy. His Earth people philosophy, exemplified in earlier Native American cultures, and he refers to himself as an Earth man. Fire, rock, water, and green. In the Earth people philosophy, the four basic constituents that go to form everything in existence, in this Earth people philosophy are the four basic elements are fire, rock, water, and green. And that's interesting. Fire, rock, water, and green. It's not air, it's green. Some people say earth, wind, air, and fire, water, and soil. And the fish people, in Black Elk's classification, all the creatures that live in the water are fish people. And the four-leggeds, that's all the quadrupeds, all the animals, beings, creatures that walk around on four legs. That's quadrupeds, four-leggeds. Now this is, we just shared that in this beautiful poem called Planet Weather Report about the four winds and the four directions. The four winds or the four directions are the four cardinal points of the compass, north, south, east, and west. And the power of the four winds is the power over space. The power of the four winds is the power over space. For example, if one wants to call in the spirit of a certain deceased relative, now listen, dear friend, if one wants to call in the spirit of a certain deceased relative, the shaman may call on the power of the four winds to seek that spirit out and bring it to visit with relatives at a ceremony. If one wishes to call in the spirit of a certain deceased relative, the shaman may call on the power of the four winds to seek out that spirit and bring it back to visit with relatives at a ceremony. A grandfather is simply the male aspect of the Creator, personified by wisdom, the sky, and light, called Tunkashila. Tunkashila. That's grandfather's spirit. The male aspect of the Creator, personified by wisdom, the sky, and light. Grandmother is the female aspect of the Creator, personified by knowledge, the earth, and birth. Hamblekia is a Lakota word referring to the vision quest ritual. Hamble means to fast and attain vision. Hamble, and Kia means to cry or weep. In this case, Kia is perhaps best translated as to intensely pray for. Also, Hamble comes from Han, a noun for night, and Ble, referring to a quiet place or a lake. Hamblekia is a ritual process by which a Lakota attempts to catch a spirit. And hamblekia means also, like they say, to cry or weep, and to fast and attain a vision is simply crying for a vision. So hamblekia is crying for a vision. Heche tu is Lakota language. Hey, heche tu. Heche tu means so be it, or it is so. Heche tu. Hey, heche tu. Heche tu. Hyoka, this is a complex term. HeyokA, hyoka, is a Lakota word often translated as clown. More correctly, it refers to people who have had visions of the thunder beings. Hyoka is a person who has visions of the thunder beings, bringers of lightning and thunder, and subsequently assume a routine form of conversation in which they are exactly the opposite of what they really mean. The inside out, upside down, icy hot contrary. And so these are the contraries. And the thunder beings, and subsequently assume a routine form of conversation in which they say exactly the opposite of what they mean. This socially acceptable behavior also extends to the person's actions, such as going naked outside in winter, washing in dirt, riding a horse facing to the rear. Riding a horse facing to the rear. That's a hyoka. That's a contrary. And that refers to people who have had visions of the thunder beings. And Hoagie Pogie is a rendition of Haji Paji. And this phrase is used to refer to the illusionary tricks, the hocus pocus of magicians. So hocus pocus, not far from hokey pokey, huh? It's all illusionary, it's the trickery of magicians. Hokshila is Lakota for boy. Iktomi is Lakota for spider. Also, it's a folklore hero among the Lakota. So, can you imagine Spider-Man being one of the most popular TV shows or movies that the Lakota watch? They just love watching Spider-Man. That's Iktomi. And it's a folklore hero among the Lakota. Thus, Iktomi is seen as a spirit power that can be called upon for healing, most notably to repair damaged nerves. So if you've got damaged nerves, and I think most everybody has some, you call on the Iktomi, the healing power of the great hero Iktomi, for the spirit power for healing. Iktomi, the spider hero, folklore hero. Inipi, I-N-I-P-I, is the Lakota Sweat Lodge. Inipi is the Lakota Sweat Lodge, which means Stone People Lodge. The Stone People Lodge. And the Lakota Sweat Lodge is a ceremony, it's a sweat lodge ceremony, much like going to Mass. Only the church is a sweat lodge. Kinnick is K-I-N-N-I-K. Kinnick is one of the plants used in Black Elk's Chinumpa, which is a sacred pipe. Chinumpa, smoking mixture. Chinumpa means the sacred pipe. And the sacred pipe has two elements to it. One has the bowl. You have the bowl, and then the other you have the stem. And that's the different. The bowl is the female and the stem is the male. And you put the bowl and stem together, and you have the sacred pipe, which is the ceremony, which is the entire universe, both the male and the female. So these are some of the different terms of Lakota. And the Lakota for earth is Maka, earth, land, or ground, Maka. So with this golden eternity of this hour, we breathe in love and breathe out peace. And may that live in your heart, dear friend, and through the breathing of that process, peace.